power.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. You walk into a crowded room. Most people in there are just chatting loudly, right? Trying to be heard, competing for space. But then someone walks in and they are completely silent. They don't demand a single ounce of attention, yet somehow the entire atmosphere instantly shifts. Conversations literally slow down. People's eyes just naturally follow them. It's almost like a scene from a movie, isn't it? Well, today we're diving deep into the psychology of quiet power, pulling insights from Say Less, Control More. We're going to break down exactly how mastering your physical and emotional presence makes people listen long before you even speak a word. So, why is it that the loudest people often hold the least actual power? Think about that person who always dominates a meeting or constantly talks over you in a conversation. Society kind of trains us to believe that influence comes from speaking the most, from just dominating the airspace. But here's the reality: constantly demanding attention and rushing to fill every quiet void, that actually signals deep insecurity. It's just a nervous energy that pushes true authority away. Because here's the truth: real power is not loud. True influence doesn't beg to be noticed, and it definitely doesn't chase validation. It's that incredibly rare ability to remain completely calm, controlled, and intentional while everyone else around you is reacting emotionally. The funny thing is, the moment you stop fighting for attention, you actually start commanding it. Section 1. The cost of emotional reactions. Let's peel back the layers on the hidden architecture of social dynamics. Power is rarely lost in those big, grand, movie-style confrontations. It's actually lost in microscopic, everyday reactions. Think about the stark contrast between these behaviors. The nervous energy of replying way too fast, over-explaining everything, and desperately seeking approval, that strips away your authority instantly. Imagine someone questions an idea at work, and boom, the insecure person immediately defends themselves with a massive, rambling paragraph. True strength, on the other hand, is found in actively choosing your response, maintaining incredibly concise intent, and relying on self-validation. It's not that strong people don't feel emotions. They feel them fully. They just choose to express them selectively. The person who controls your emotions controls you. Really let that sink in for a second. If a coworker interrupts you and you instantly raise your voice to fight for your turn to speak, or say someone throws a subtle insult your way and you visibly bristle, you've just become completely predictable. And predictable people are incredibly easy to manipulate. Reacting automatically isn't defending yourself. It's actually a complete surrender of your own power.
Section 2. The gravity of complete silence.
We really need to fundamentally reframe how we view silence. It is not some awkward void that you need to desperately rescue with nervous chatter. Actually, silence creates pressure. It's a tool of immense psychological weight. Most people, whether they realize it or not, secretly organize their behavior around needing approval. Because of that, they'll rush to fill quiet moments with random noise, literally sacrificing respect just to feel accepted in the conversation. But when you confidently hold that silence, you completely flip the script. You force others to adjust to you. So, how do we use this? Well, this gives us a highly actionable strategy for weaponizing silence in any interaction. Step 1, just pause before speaking. It instantly makes your words feel deliberate, like they carry heavy weight. Step 2, hold calm eye contact to really anchor your presence. And step 3, remain completely still while others react. Picture a tough negotiation or maybe a really tense workplace argument. When the dynamic gets super emotional and you remain completely unaffected, that silence becomes incredibly heavy. Suddenly, they're the ones scrambling to adjust to your steady energy. Section 3. Body language and absolute stillness. Long before you even open your mouth, your body has already introduced your psychological state to the room. Insecurity is incredibly loud, even when it's totally silent. Fast movements, a restless posture, fidgeting, these things scream uncertainty. But true confidence, that's marked by slow movements, relaxed shoulders, and steady eye contact. This kind of grounded energy silently communicates that you are completely comfortable just existing in your own presence. And as human beings, we naturally and instinctively respect that energy, mostly because it's just so exceptionally rare to see. Let's break down the actual anatomy of quiet confidence. It works like this. You want to think extremely fast internally, but move slowly externally. You pause before answering. You speak calmly, never rapidly. And above all, you remain emotionally unhurried. See, most people physically rush because they feel this intense internal pressure, like they desperately need to quickly justify their rights to take up space in the room. But when you can process intense pressure on the inside while maintaining an exterior of absolute, unshakable stillness, that's when your words start to carry profound weight.
Section 4, Mastering the Psychological Frame.
Now, we're moving from physical stillness into pure psychological dominance. This is all about how you control interactions without ever needing to raise your voice. We call this frame control. It means controlling the fundamental meaning of a conversation instead of emotionally reacting inside of it. So imagine someone is aggressively criticizing a project of yours. Weak people will constantly defend themselves when challenged, basically trying to win the game on the other person's terms. But strong people, they calmly redirect and redefine the situation itself. You don't let yourself get pulled into their emotional storm, you are the weather.
To maintain that kind of frame, you absolutely have to learn how to read behavior over words. When you break it down, rushed speech almost always reveals insecurity and pressure. Shifting posture, that exposes discomfort and fear. Sudden emotional reactions show ego and hidden desires. Most people just blindly listen to the words being spoken, taking everything right at face value. But observing these subtle physical cues tells you a person's true intentions far more accurately than anything they actually say. And honestly, the more observant you become of this hidden language, the less anyone can ever manipulate you.
Section 5, the power of subtraction. Which leads us to a pretty profound idea. You become impossible to ignore, not through crazy attention-seeking, but through stark behavioral contrast. Simply put, the less you say, the more people value your words. Think about it. People love to add unnecessary details and over-explain everything, hoping they sound convincing, because they desperately want acceptance. We've all seen that massive defensive wall of text email sent in the heat of a conflict, right? But compare that to a calm, concise, and intentional single sentence. That one sentence will always carry more sheer authority than paragraphs of emotional justification. So this final transformation is really entirely a process of subtraction. First, remove emotional reactions. Second, remove approval seeking. Third, remove all the unnecessary noise. What's left at the end of that? Absolute control. True influence isn't created by piling on loud aggressive traits or memorizing a bunch of clever comebacks. It's actually created by systematically stripping away your weaknesses until only sheer presence remains. When everyone else in the room is rushing, reacting, and over-explaining, you remain controlled. You become the contrast. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. In your next conversation, who will control the silence? Are you going to rush to fill it out of nervous energy, just desperate to keep the peace? Or will you hold it, remain completely grounded, and naturally command the space? Always remember, real power is quiet. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now take a step back, observe, and go master your presence.